back-to-back music on the underground.
Problems, I thought we could fit. Back at me, I don't know what happened. Guess we weren't meant to be. I know we had problems, I thought we could fix them, but we got tired. There's nothing left to do but to say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that I knew how to go on. Together, even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over you, and it's not like I'm gonna hate you. It's what it is, nothing left that we could do. Even though it hurts right now, we will make it through. I'll get over you. I'll get over you. When I met you, we were like fireworks. Thought nothing could break us, but oh how we got burned. Look at us now, we scream, we fight, and no one knows the reason. We're both getting out of line. Now say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that I knew how to go on. Together, even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over you, and it's not like I'm gonna hate you. It's what it is, nothing left that we could do. Even though it hurts right now, we will make it through. I'll get over you. I'll get over you.
It's another beautiful Thursday morning right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Your energetic start to the day accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. It is the 9th of July 2026 and we are officially in episode number 300. Of course, it would haven't been possible without you, of course, being with us throughout this journey. Of course, can't wait, of course, to be with you on this beautiful morning just to unpack some of the important discussions that we are going to have. You know that each and every Thursday it is dedicated into aligning ourselves spiritually, but of course there's so many things that are happening around us, especially in our communities or in our country, that we always discuss here and would like to also hear what are some of your sentiments, your thoughts and your views on these things are going to be bringing and the discussions are going to be bringing on the table. You know that you can connect with us across all social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show. Right now we are live both on Underground Radio app and we are live on YouTube. So the simple thing that you can do, if you haven't subscribed, please do make sure to click the subscription button and the notification button so that whenever we go live you will be notified that your best breakfast team is ready to kickstart your beautiful morning. And of course, not forgetting that you can also download the Underground Radio app, which is both available on iOS and Android. So do make sure to get your app just to enhance the experience of listening and watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. My name is Moeketsi, and I'm happy and excited to be with you this morning. But one of the exciting things is what we call picture of the day. Behind me you're seeing pictures and you're asking yourself, what are we highlighting this morning? What are we adding on our bucket list? So for this morning, what we are adding is the Daung Heritage Site, which is in the Northwest Province. It is a world renowned for the discovery of the Daung child fossil in 1924 by Professor Raymond Data. This fossilized skull of a young Australopithecus africanus provided the groundbreaking evidence of early human evolution in Africa. The site is part of the UNESCO recognized cradle of humankind and offers visitors a chance to explore its rich archaeological and historical significance. Beyond its scientific importance, Daung also celebrates local heritage with cultural displays and natural attractions. It remains a vital destination for history enthusiasts, researchers and tourists interested in humanity's ancient origins. So that's what we have for you this morning. Hope that information was helpful enough for you to add the Daung site on your bucket list and travel together with your families and friends just to enjoy the atmosphere of what the place has to offer. So if you have any questions or maybe inquiries about the place, all you can do is to use the hashtag of Vooka Breakfast Show. We will give you all of the information. For now, that's how we wrap up our picture of the day. So what we're gonna do is to take a short break and then we'll be back with your latest news and sports headlines. And once again, a very good morning. So let us give you some of your top stories making headlines this morning. Starting off with your first headline, bread prices surge in township spaza shops. Residents in parts of Durban say basic food items like bread have become more expensive following a shift in ownership of township spaza shops to South African operators. Shoppers report noticeable price increases on everyday essentials, adding pressure on households already struggling with the high cost of living as small businesses face challenges sourcing stock cheaply. Your next headline, SASSA adds fourth payment day for August grants. SASSA has confirmed that grant payments for August 2026 will take place over 4 days with an additional day reserved for beneficiaries flagged for review or e-life certification. The agency says recipients must respond to part of ongoing efforts to ensure eligibility and prevent fraud. The next headline, EFF demands answers over NSFAS salary controversy. The EFF has called for accountability from NSFAS amid growing concerns over financial management and payments within the student funding scheme. Questions have been raised about transparency, spending, and governance as the party demands clarity on how funds are being handled and whether proper oversight is in place. That's all for your news headlines. Heading over to your sports news, starting off with football news. The Chiefs and Pirates are headed to Spain for pre-season. Soweto Giants, Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates are traveling to Spain for their pre-season camps as they prepare for the upcoming campaign. Chiefs will be based in Murcia under new coach Fernando da Cruz and have lined up a series of high-profile friendlies, including fixtures against Rangers, Alcolud, and Elche. The tour marks a shift from their usual European bases and is aimed at building squad cohesion, fitness, and winning mentality ahead of the new season. On your rugby news, the Sharks confirm a doping probe for junior star Pratt. The Sharks have confirmed that junior Springbok prop K. Pratt is under investigation after returning an adverse anti-doping result. The 18-year-old is alleged to have tested positive for anabolic steroid in April and has requested analysis of his B sample as the process continues. No hearing or sanction has been finalized, and the union say it will not comment further while proceedings are ongoing as Pratt also recovers from a serious foot injury. On your women rugby news, no complacency warning for rising Springbok women. Springbok women's assistant coach Frenzel September has urged his side to avoid complacency following recent progress on the international stage. After a strong World Cup showing, a notable win over the USA, the team is being challenged to treat their current success as a foundation rather than a finish line. The focus is now on maintaining performance levels, continuing development, and closing the gap on the world's top-ranked teams. That's all for your sports and news headlines. If you want to share your thoughts and sentiments on these headlines, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, or you can simply send your voice note on 060-493-3226. For now, let us take a short break and then we'll be back with your latest market rates and your weather update.
Favorite morning crew
on the Vooka
Breakfast Show.
What's up, fam? You chilling with your boy Moeketsi, my man, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous NommyP,
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCEE list. My name is MooCee list on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hey. Emotional trauma with a prima donna, gasping when she see the commas, laughing to conceal the monsters. I feel like Kanye when he lost his Donda. When my father left me, you were there to heal the pain I conquered. I never pay you back for what that meant to me. Some scars just fade physically, but never leave mentally. It's where were people spiritually connected turn to enemies, and memories turn to villain origin accessories. And I'm I'm the bad guy yet again. Spent so much time trying to find who the victim is. It's probably both of us, but neither one is giving in. So here we go again, throwing punches at each other's ribs. Gut shots sting like a buckshot. The pain hits deep, it's like my heart becomes a blood clot. Love dots, you're unblocked. Just to get this message, hope you get it on your bus stop.
It is exactly 11 minutes past 8 on a beautiful Thursday morning, and you're still hanging out with us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. It is your energetic start to your day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. A very good morning if you have just joined us. Welcome, and of course, do make sure that you share the live and let everyone know that the best breakfast team is ready to kickstart our beautiful morning. And of course, not forgetting you with our updates in terms of what you need to look out for this morning when it comes to your weather update. So currently, if you are in Cape Town, you're experiencing 13 degrees Celsius with some overcast clouds. If you're in Durban, it's 18 degrees Celsius with clear skies. And if you're in Pretoria, you're currently experiencing 9 degrees with clear skies. And if you are right here in Johannesburg, you're currently experiencing 7 degrees Celsius. And then moving on to your market rate for the July 9th 2026. This is how our rand is performing with other currencies out there. I'm looking into the US dollar. The rand is currently trading at 16 rands 38 cents, and the Great British Pound is currently trading at 21 rands 87 cents. The euro is currently trading at 18 rand 68 cents. The Japanese yen is currently trading at 10 cents. And then heading over to your commodities. Gold is currently trading at 43,436 71 cents, and 1 barrel of Brent crude oil will just cost you 1,550 11 cents. And then if you want Bitcoin is currently at 1,250,612 and 90 cents. So that's all for your market rate and your weather this morning. Of course, more updates will come as anything comes through during the show, but for now we will give you updated market rate for next morning, which will be the 10th of July 2026, right? Of course, there's so many things that we're going to be discussing and unpacking right here on the show. All I need you to do is to engage with us across all social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show. Right now we are live on YouTube. The hashtag to use is hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, and of course, to share your thoughts and your sentiments, the number that you need to dial for your voice notes or for calling in us in a studio is 0604933226. That's 0604933226. I can't wait, of course, to be with you, hanging out with you up until the hour 10 o'clock. It is official that this is episode number 300, and of course it was not going to be possible without you guys. With that being said, of course, it's doing some morning check-in. You know that I'm not always rolling alone. I'm always with the best team, making sure that we keep you warm on these cold mornings. Joining me right here is Mr. B. How's it going, my good sir?
Hey, Vooka Nation, hopefully everyone's doing good. Good morning, happy Thursday, and super happy to be here like every other morning. Looking forward to today's engagement. It's going to be epic. Osvaldo is coming through, and this is one topic that I am absolutely looking forward to, because we're talking about what seems to be boring but effective. I mean, this is quite synonymous to medicine, or not really medicine, but these things that we take that we don't like them, but they're good for us. An example would be umhlonyan, right? So we're talking herbs that they don't really taste that great, but it's good for you. So here we're talking all things mental, right? Where you do these things, but then you don't like doing them, but it's good for you. So we're going to be discussing that with Osvaldo when he comes through a little bit later on the show. So super excited about that, and there's quite a lot to unpack.
Building discipline through repetition. I mean, there's people who don't like the cycle of repetition. They will tell you that it doesn't work for me. It's not a formula that I would prefer, right? I prefer doing different things each and every day of my life. But we're going to be discussing that. We also want to hear from you if you prefer building discipline through repetition or you prefer something different from that. So when Osvaldo comes in, if you want to ask him any questions, please, you are more than allowed to do so by coming through on our comment section by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, or maybe you can call us in while he's here by dialing the number once again 060-493-3226. But now let's get deeper into some of the conversation and the discussion we want to have for you. So while I was going through the news headlines, right, we hear that there are places whereby bread is starting to increase, or maybe prices of food items is starting to increase. This is because of now moving the ownership of spaza shop to locals, because a lot of local spaza shops were owned by foreign nationals. So the March and March organization and the protest that were taking place on the 30th of June, it seems like they are working out, and some places they have flushed foreign nationals from the ownership of the spaza shop. So bread prices surge in township spaza shop. Residents in parts of Devon say basic food items like the bread have become more expensive following a shift in ownership of township spaza shops to South African operators. So what we are getting right here is that there's a huge shift. It's a ripple that hits home. And the question that we're asking you this morning is, would you pay 30 rands for a loaf of bread that literally you paid 20 rands
I'd
for
never
yesterday?
do that.
So you'd never pay 30 rands for a bread?
Nah. I mean, there's two types of bread.
Yeah.
I think there's the standardized bread that is the likes of Albany, Sasco, Blue Ribbon. So Lapo, there's like a fixed price, so to speak, because we know Guti, they deliver this kind of bread to your shops, and they have to sell it at a reasonable price. So 30 rand does not make sense, and we're not talking about specialized bread. It's not low GI bread. So I understand for bread where you bake it yourself, but either way it still doesn't warrant the 30 rand. Because here's the thing, here's something I once saw. So there's a shop that we normally go and buy amakwenya. I was shocked, Mo, to learn that they source flour, like your 10 kg flour. I mean, it's some brand I don't even know, but by 10 I go my friend. Right? So now what I'm thinking is, because of amakwenya or bread in this case, it's possible to go to shops that they source flour from is the people that are now gone. And as a result, these local shops have to now travel a bit further to go buy flour or any other thing that contributes towards bread. And then as a result, because they're spending more, it's like it's no longer that price, it's now 30 rand. But this is happening in Kwamashu. So it's I don't know how we got from 20 to 30. But
I mean, there's a war of operators that is happening, of course, on the ground, because one thing about these foreign nationals, they have built a network for them to operate, right? But a major decision is made halfway across the world, and within hours, something in your daily life shifts. A local change happens down your street, and suddenly your routine isn't the same anymore. So here's the question that we're asking you this morning, and we want to hear from you. Are we underestimating the power of what happens after the news break? Right, so getting into the first tension, we talk about the moment something happens, but it's the ripple effect afterwards that quietly changes how people live day to day. So some of the perspectives we know, and we also wanted to hear from you. So global chain reaction is a 5% rise in oil can seem small, but fuel affects transport, production and delivery, making it one of the fastest ways global events reach local pockets. Local community impact is that changes in shop ownership don't just affect prices, they influence access, trading hours and customer relationship that communities rely on. So these people have spent years building this chain of supply to a point that we get things cheap, but when you come in, Ustoka straight from these, shops or retail stores, right? You get your things straight from there, and then you have to pay more money.
I mean, look, it makes sense from a business standpoint when creating a system where they rely on you, right? And in terms of the convenience, I mean, last time we were talking about the ridiculous queues in my bank, but because of we don't have to go to town to bank and transact anymore. So we've created a system where we rely on certain things, and then once that thing falls away, then only we see right? I mean, it's both a sweet sour moment, because there is an opportunity for most South Africans to start filling up those gaps. But at the same time, it means that on the ground, people will feel the ripple effect of such actions. So, for example, with President Donald Trump, with the war in Iran, he ended ceasefire, which could increase the price of oil by 5%. So just by it has that ripple effect, which then means obviously the end consumer, we are the ones that take up the cost of all of these things. But the rise in 5% could mean that all things, petrol, transportation, everything goes up. And in this case, Isinkwa is now 30 rands.
So we are asking the question, and we still want to hear from you. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how quickly do you feel global news in your daily how do you feel global news in your daily expenses, right? What hits you first when prices rises, fuel, food, or transport? Yes or no? Local shop changes affect me more than global politics. Have you ever changed your routine because your local shop's hours or prices have changed? Right? What's one everyday item where even a small price jump feels very, very noticeable? Right? I mean, some of us, we like the coleslaw. I love, coleslaw snacks. And I think there was a time where these, foreign national shops decided that the amount for coleslaw is going to be 6 rands. Not because they wanted to, but the market price in the street was also increasing. Our own people, they decided to take, the price of coleslaw snacks from 3 rands, and put it on 5
3 rands. That was the big packet.
Yeah, the big packet. 3 rands. Now it's 6 rands.
7 rands, depending where you buy it.
Yeah, so if we have our own now coming in, that means we're going to buy them at maybe the price increase, depending on who is selling, is going to be like 8 rands, maybe double the price.
It also has to do with the economies of scale, the fact that there's a high demand on the products that people are buying, then you might just feel, okay, no, let me just increase it because I see that people need it. If we were to maybe take a look at what do you call this, paraffin, in the middle of winter, or candles, obviously these things go up in price because the demand also goes up. So I think because of more people consuming bread, and these other small items, then they feel the need to increase the price. So that's where we are. But it is what it is. But Mo, I have created a game, right, of questions, the trivia. Well, you can answer as well as the Vooka Nation at home, that has to do with items that whenever there is a price increase, definitely these things will cause a ripple effect as to you feeling it in your pocket, right? So I've gone ahead and generated 6 questions where whenever there's a sneeze, you will feel the cold throughout. So I've got the first 2 here that we can talk about. Well, the first one is bread, which we have spoken about. I mean, even namanje, speaking of flour, I mean, there's a place that sells gunya at 250. But it's worth it, right? Because we've seen the gunya at 1 rand. What that looks like. But anyway, so which event? So this is a trivia question, and I've got 3 possible answers from A to C. So you're just gonna choose one, and I'll give you the answers right at the end. So when it comes to bread, which event is most likely to raise bread prices? Okay. Which event is most likely to raise bread prices? The first one is a bump in wheat harvest, fuel prices, or C, bakery promotions. So which event is most likely to raise bread prices? Is it a bump in wheat harvest, fuel prices, or bakery promotions?
Yeah, I think because one thing that I've always seen, coming to the stores and delivering the bread is the delivery trucks. Call them bread trucks, whatever, right? So when they come there, it's clear that these people, they need fuel, to bring the bread to the stores. So when the fuel goes up, it means now the bread prices are also going to be affected, because now if a liter is 60 rands, that means yo.
You're right. Actually, it is fuel prices, because it has that cascading effect. When fuel goes up, then other items down the cascading line will obviously go up. So it is fuel. The other commodity that's an essential in the household is cooking oil, right? So what event could make cooking oil more expensive?
Okay.
Right? Is it drought affecting sunflower crops, more supermarkets, or my friend opening, or a new cooking TV show? Is it drought that affects sunflower crops?
Okay.
Is it more supermarkets opening, or a new cooking show?
I don't know. A cooking show. They use a lot of oil, so it also affects the prices.
Well, actually, it is the shortage of crops. Right?
Of crops.
Yeah, because remember when we had an issue with eggs? There's a bird flu going around. So because of the scarcity of these resources, then it does bump my prices.
Yeah.
Because now we in a time where we're now bidding. So for example, your restaurants, your hotels, they want more eggs, because customers, when they come through and stay with them, they expect breakfast with eggs. So they're willing to pay more for those eggs compared to us. So it means most of our makanda go to them as opposed to coming to us. And if they do come to us, it is more expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got the third question here, and there's three other questions which I will ask, throughout the show, but you're more than welcome to drop your comments based on the questions that I'm asking here. Another one, which is a huge one, which affects everyone, Mo, is electricity, right? So which event lowers electricity cost? Not increases, but lowers. Is it A, load shedding? Is it government subsidies, or rising coal prices? What would lower the price of electricity? Is it load shedding? Is it government subsidies? Or perhaps rising coal prices?
I think going back to the conversation we had with Rebecca, a spokesperson from Santaco, she mentioned that things will be better in the taxi industry if government tries to subsidize the whole organization itself. So if it's subsidized, that means you're gonna have more partners coming in, more investors, and then we have a lot of way forward. So subsidizing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Subsidizing.
That is correct. But I'll have more questions throughout.
Yeah. Interesting. We still want to hear from you, because this morning we are asking a very, very huge question. I mean, it's the ripple effect that hits home now, because we've had a protest that took place March 30th, March and March. We saw things going on. So some of the places and townships, they are starting to experience price increases, especially in our basic needs, our essentials that we need at home, like your bread. So would you pay 30 rands for a loaf of bread that literally you paid 20 rands for yesterday? We want to hear from you. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is the hashtag that you need to use to answer your questions. Some of the comments are coming through and I see them. So what I'm going to do right now is to take a short break, and then we'll be back with more interesting things to discuss right here on the show. So do make sure that you do not switch the dial, and we'll be back right after this.
Yeah, stepping in the spot like she own it, looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gunplay. Oh my, yeah. Talk of the city with the body. Always getting praised like it's Sunday. She said, baby, what you gonna do about it? Loving your vibe, girl. That energy got me going. Yeah, that thing's so vibrant. I wanna know if you can give me the keys to your heart, baby. All I need is you. All I need is you. Ewe muleji, you right next to me. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Ewe muleji, mami venaki. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. She says she need me like heartbeats. Drive me the bed like a RV. Hugging the curves on that body. She bring the heat like wasabi. Promise not to test your heart. Never, we just can't be kept apart. Yeah, yeah. Baby, you the best by far. Always go the extra mile. Yeah, yeah. All I need is you. All I need is you. Ewe muleji, you right next to me. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Ewe muleji, mami venaki. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila.
And of course, some great sounds just to keep your morning warm from wherever you are watching and listening from. A very good morning to you. Hope that you are doing good. Great sounds coming through from Amaru, song titled Ewo Yay. You know that you can connect with us across all social media platforms. We are live right now on YouTube. We're also live on Underground Radio app. And to enhance the experience of listening to us, the Underground Radio app offers you audio only. So do make sure that you get the app. It is both available on iOS and Android. The number to dial is 0604933226. That's 0604933226 if you want to send through your voice notes. And I see some of the comments were coming through. Starting off with Ms. Q saying good morning, best breakfast team, Devon Underground Radio and the Vooka Nation. Happy spiritual Thursday to you all. May we all get our wishes come true. Hashtag Sivugile, hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. A very good morning to you, Miss Q. Hope that you're having a beautiful Thursday morning right there. And of course,
I wonder wishes. Yeah, I wonder what's her wishes.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for recommending that, or not recommending, for wishing us that our wishes come true.
Yeah.
But what's your wishes?
Yeah. Talk to us. What are your wishes? Because we know we have daily wishes, yearly wishes, and so. And then Lerato Takalo comes through saying, morning Makenge from LT. Very good morning, Lerato. Hope that you're doing good on this beautiful Thursday morning. And then
is LT a place or
LT? I think LT is short for Lerato.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. LT is short for Lerato. And from, of course, when we play live right there on TikTok, Lerato is part of the community, supporting us, making sure that, everything goes well right there on the stream. Shout out, huge shout out to everyone who is part of the community and who is part of the Vooka Nation. And then Mam Tembi coming through saying a very good morning, Vooka Nation, Underground Radio DB and fam. And of course, our best energetic Vooka team on a beautiful chilly Thursday. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Sivugile. Good morning, Ma. Hope you are also taking care of yourself. And she comes through saying hashtag happy spiritual alignment. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and be blessed. That's what we want to see, that energy you guys are giving, because we are going to be giving it back. But we're still asking the question, because before the break we were discussing some
questions and a discussion that involves the bread prices starting to surge in township spaza shops because residents in parts of Durban, they saying basic food items like bread have become more expensive following a shift in ownership of township spaza shops to South African operators. What do you think is the problem and how can we solve this? But the question we're asking is, would you pay 30 rands for a loaf of bread that literally you paid 20 rands for yesterday? Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is the hashtag you need to use. We know that there are some of the interesting things, of course, that took place in history, and if you didn't know, you will know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, today in history, the African Union was established in the year 2002, which was on the 9th of July. So on this day in 2002, the African Union, the AU, was officially launched in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, replacing the Organization of African Unity, with some South Africa then President Thabo Mbeki playing a leading role. The AU marked a new era of continental collaboration focused on economic growth, peacemaking, and political unity across Africa. And it remains a powerful symbol of African self-determination and cooperation. I mean, the AU, what I know is that it wants to push Pan-Africanism, right? As well as making sure that Africa is independent from the Western influence. Yeah. Right? So I know that Thabo Mbeki was the president when it first launched, and so great strides are being made on that front to ensure that there is unity amongst African countries. I mean, amid the march that happened, the march was peaceful, but then we also saying, Guti, as Africans, we should coexist in spaces in a proper legal way, right? But today in 2002, the African Union was formed. That's interesting. And another thing that happened when it comes to today in history is the fact that South Sudan gains independence on this day in 2011. So on the 9th of July 2011, South Sudan became the world's newest country after decades of conflict with Sudan. The independence followed a historic referendum in which the overwhelming majority voted to separate. This moment reshaped Africa's geopolitics, highlighting both the promise of self-rule and the ongoing challenges of nation building in post-conflict regions. What's interesting for me, Mo, about this one is there are countries where you find that there's a split right in the middle. Yeah. And I think with South Sudan and Sudan, this is one of them. And you find to one country after the split now thrives more than the other. Yes. Another example is in Korea, right, where North Korea seems to have a dictatorship, but South Korea seems to be thriving according to world economics. But you mostly hear about South Korea as opposed to North Korea. And with North Korea, I've seen some YouTube videos of people wanting to go and film that side, and the law is really strict. You can't just come into the country and start filming and posting, to the point where certain apps and services are even restricted, like your social media and the likes, right? But today in 2011, South Sudan gains independence, and this happened on the 9th of July in 2011. And today, as the 9th of July, we are 190 days into the year, with 175 days remaining until we say goodbye to 2026. And again, talking of wishes and goals, what are some of your goals that you have set out throughout the year or when the year started, so that we can just have that checklist to say, have you achieved your goals? Yes. And so on and so on. But on a lighter note, Mo, today we're celebrating Fashion Day.
Fashion Day.
I normally deem myself as someone who doesn't have a fashion sense, right? I mean, there's talks where I think one of the guests we once had, he said there's a difference between style and fashion, because with fashion, it comes and it goes, but style remains.
Yeah,
right.
It's in you.
It's in you, right? Because I don't really pay much attention to the whole styling thing. I just need to tick a few boxes, and the first one is: do I look clean? Do I look presentable? If yes, then I think I'm okay. But I know there are some people out here that say, Bona, they go all in when it comes to style and whatnot. But today is Fashion Day, and it recognizes clothing as a powerful form of expression. I mean, I've seen people that make statements based on the way they dress, you know? Yeah, so it's about a form of expression, culture, as well as identity, from high-end runway designs to everyday streetwear. Fashion influences confidence as well as creativity. Sometimes I've seen where on the runway, I mean, these are things you wouldn't wear everyday life. You know, it looks okay on the runway, more especially when I looked at Kanye West, like the designs he put out. I'm sorry, guys. Can I rather not be stylish or fashionable?
I mean, that's redefining, you know,
I'm sorry,
styling as a whole. Because recently we had the Durban July, so each and every time they have the theme. So you have to be as delusional as you can when coming with the style or the designs of your outfit. Right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not gonna take this away from them. But as an everyday person, right, I need to be comfortable
with what you're wearing.
Yeah, with what I'm wearing.
The thing is,
I'm sure most women, as soon as you feel clean, first thing you do, take off your shoes,
heels,
yonke, just because you want to be comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, we just need to find out from a lot of women out there, guys, is quite comfortable, man, like wearing it for the whole day. Because I've seen women who carry like extra pairs of shoes in their bags, you know, that maybe after work or after an event, flat shoes, you know, they would wear those shoes after everything because it really feels uncomfortable. I mean, it looks uncomfortable, you know. And for some ladies, you know, how they walk, you can see their walk. My sister,
it's like climbing a mountain or a hill. No, I've seen those. I've seen those, and I mean, to me, it feels like it's a condition. Guys, why do you subject yourselves to such things? But then here's the kicker: they will say, when it comes to weaves, nails, and dressing up and looking all fashionable, this is what men want, right? And the confusion normally comes in where, I mean, sure, you can gain our attention, but hey, man, when you look like a doll, that's where we're like, can you just tone it down and look normal, you know? So but to each their own. Another thing that we're shining a spotlight on today is Misophonia Awareness Day. Misophonia, right?
Misophonia.
And this basically, or this day, highlights the awareness or on a condition where certain everyday sounds trigger intense emotional responses. So if there is a certain sound, like loud sounds, banging sounds, or I think maybe I had this at some point where more man, like, you know, especially if it's like high speed, I would think of an accident, so it would trigger me, right? But it triggers an emotional response, so it's affecting a lot of people globally. And this day encourages understanding, empathy, and support for individuals dealing with sound sensitivity and promotes further research into the condition.
It's very interesting because if I hear like a concurrent banging sound, for me, I think it's a gun. Like anything that says "kwa kwa kwa kwa," you know, like already on my mind, I'm like, who's playing with a gun now, or who's being shot out there?
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe this also flows in the opposite direction as well, because kunemali. So there's a sound, that you would hear that raises a certain type of an emotion, right? Like the money of sound, or you winning something. So I know this, like a casino has sounds everywhere. But you know, so it means good money are winner. So certain sounds mean something.
But I don't know what is ABSA trying to do, because I don't know if you have been to an ABSA ATM. Like each and every time you have just withdrawn your money, no, there's a sound like And that sound is loud. That sound is loud to a point that I also feel like it's psychological to say, "Hey, my friend, you are winning."
No, but so over and above that one, we know the one.
Yes.
Right. So that's the one where it's like, I know. Yeah, pull me, man.
I'm catching in.
More especially if, let's say, you don't know if ingeni or ingenang your check.
Yeah.
Right. So fagi kati, because just by checking alone, the bank charges you. Right. So if I shy man, like ayaphumi khona abayifakile you know. So yeah, there's that condition, misophonia. So it's about people being sensitive to certain sounds. Right. So yeah, some people are sensitive to smells. Right. There's this condition where I think when it rains, let's say on soil, and then the sun comes up and it dries up and it cracks up, then it has that thing, man, which makes my skin crawl. Yeah. There's people sensitive to smell, touch, and whatnot. This one is about sounds, about misophonia. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah.
So of course, we want to know from you in terms of your thoughts about this. But on a fashion day, if you are watching right now, I would like you to do something for me. Maybe if you feel like, your fashion sense is on point this morning, just take a picture and then send it to our WhatsApp, just to honor the day, as it is celebrating fashion day. And that's what we're going to be also doing this morning. We're going to try to find and wear anything just to celebrate and commemorate the day. But if you can, please do so and send the picture on 0604933226. That's 0604933226.
Yes, sir. And when it comes to celebrity birthdays, right, we are celebrating Tom Hanks, and he's turning 70 years old today. So he was born today, July the 9th, in 1956 in Concord, California. And Tom Hanks is an Academy Award-winning actor known for his iconic films like Forrest Gump, Castaway, and Saving Private Ryan. Celebrated for his versatility and relatability, he remains one of the most respected figures in global cinema. So happy birthday to Tom Hanks. And another individual that we are celebrating today is Courtney Love, born today 9th of July 1964 in San Francisco. Courtney Love is a singer, songwriter, and actress best known for the front woman of the band Hole. A defining figure in alternative rock, she has influenced generations with her raw style and powerful stage presence. So happy birthday to these individuals. And another mention is Jack White. They're celebrating their birthday, turning 51 years old today. So yeah, if you know anyone that is celebrating their birthdays and you'd like to give a shout out to these individuals, come through, send through a voice note, send through a picture of them. Let us, put them on the stage and celebrate them loud and proud. But also yesterday, Mo, we just didn't have the time to go through it, but the daughter of AKA Nduzinhle.
Oh, yeah.
It was her birthday. She was turning 11 years young, right? Cairo, yes. She was turning 11. So, and shout out to Bongs, because Bongs,
he posted, man.
He posted, right?
Heartfelt post, that one, man.
Yeah.
But to everyone who is growing up as the Vooka Breakfast Show, we would like to say, woohoo!
Yeah.
Hip hip,
Hooray.
hip hip.
Hooray.
Of course, man, a huge shout out to everyone who is growing up. But what we're gonna do as we are wrapping up, gonna take a short break and then come back with more interesting stuff, and then exactly at 9 o'clock we'll give you your latest news recap.
Yes, sir.
Chilling with your boy Moeketsi, my man, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous NommyP, umkabayi kamakusazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MooCee list. My name is MooCee List. On the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Brothers and sisters!
Check this out.
High definition radio. The underground.
Shall we proceed?
It's 10 minutes till we hit 9 o'clock, and of course, just giving you your daily dose of positivity. I hope that you guys are keeping warm wherever you are watching and listening from. I see a comment came through from Miss Q saying, "My wish is to heal and accept the things that I cannot change." This reminds me of a serenity prayer. The prayer encourages you to seek serenity in accepting what you cannot change and courage in changing what you can. Sometimes let go of the things that you cannot control. So I hope your wish comes to life, and then you get to live happily ever after. Right, we still want to see those comments coming in. WhatsApp line is open for voice note, and as I have asked you to show me what are you wearing, be creative, or it cannot even be now, later, so that we can post you on our social media platforms just to commemorate the day, Fashion Day. With that being said, you know that our conversation always continue. Every day we do have our hot takes, and this morning Mr. B has a hot take for us. Hit us, man.
Yeah, so before I dive into the hot take, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of fashion, so last week, when speaking with my girlfriend, she said, I don't know if it was the week before, but when we're talking about a gown.
Yeah.
Until one of these days, we should do a show where we're all wearing gowns.
Gowns?
Yeah.
Like, isn't like gown?
Yeah, a gown. Like, I mean, we bath. It's not like we'll just come up and show up, Lana, wearing that. But I'm like, okay, look, I mean, I think if we budget by a corner,
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a nice surprise. Good, hey, guys, today, since I'm a show, gown and all of that. Yeah. But anyway, guys, every day we give you our hot takes. And today is Thursday. And I typically try and align my hot takes to all things technology. Although last week I gave a hot take about stop sending kids to go buy cigarettes or alcohol, right? But this week it's all about technology, and it has to do with the charger and your phone, because there are some people that, which I understand, your phone may be on life support and you have to keep it in the charger, but then stop using your phone when it is in the charger, because there's various reasons for that, and I've got my points here which I'll break down. But here's the thing, we've seen that with the rise of social media, doom scrolling, a lot of people spend time on their phones, and obviously the battery runs out, and as a result they plug their phone in and they stay in the charger. Some to the extent where they take your phone, they take the charger, grab an extension cord, put it over the bed, and then just next to it. I mean, you sound guilty, but anyway, they take a charger, extension cord, and rather than having someone next to you, an extension cord and a charger, and as a result, you find your charger ends up bending up, right? Right at the tip, because of the way that you position it. But there's health reasons why you should not do that, and also to prolong your battery life as well. So let's start with health, right? So you're running electricity across the bed, number one, right? So that's not safe. There's been cases where electrical shock has caused harm to some individuals, and with some electrical shock it could lead to a fire, right? It was a couple of years ago where Samsung was in the news because of the type of batteries the phones were using, where they would literally explode because of the battery. So what happens is that when you have your phone charged in, it generates heat because it's trying to push a lot of electrons through to the phone, through to the battery. So at around the 80% mark of the capacity of the battery, now it has to start forcing those electrons through. And because it's forcing them to reach 100%, what happens is that your battery now heats up. And for anyone that knows, when you've got a hot battery, it means, number one, the lifespan of the battery will reduce as a result. And then number two, because the lifespan is now reducing, it may even cause harm in the form of battery leak and so on.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's number one. Stop doing that. But also from a health perspective, right? There's signals that are being emitted, whether it's Wi-Fi and whatnot, right? Where this one guy did a video, so he's got all of these things to pick up frequencies and stuff like that. I mean, he's recommending Moeketsi when you sleep, just make sure the phone is like at a distance.
Yeah, at a distance from you.
Because of these electro signals that are in the air, and we wonder why we struggle to sleep sometimes.
Eesh.
Because of these patterns that are being emitted out there.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's my hot take, guys. And just make sure. But to prolong your battery, on your smartphone there is a feature that allows you to charge up to 80%. And then if your battery is dead, put it in the charger and leave it. Unless it's just for a few things, but put it in the charger, leave it, and then once that's done, it's okay. It's not like a laptop.
What about a power bank then? Because there's people who use their phones like while the phone is charging on the power bank. What about that?
I think with power banks it's slightly better.
Okay.
The only difference is that you are not at least running an electrical cord on top of you. So I mean, I don't even like electric blankets. I've got one. I've got one. My girlfriend uses it, but she knows because I said him fiti big it I'll go away.
Electric blanket.
Yeah. So
like what's inside that thing? Like wires?
It's a wire.
Inside a blanket?
Yeah.
Yo, guys,
no, but
we're going to explode one day.
You don't run the blanket on top. It's not something like
ulalangayo.
So it sits underneath your sheets.
Oh.
So it's you sit underneath it. And funny story, first time I experienced an electric blanket. So I was doing a learnership with Standard Bank. So they booked us like in Dao, and it was in the middle of winter. So we got there, like, hey, there's an electric blanket. High heat.
Yeah. And
at the time I didn't know the purpose for it is just to heat up your bed. Switch it off. Mongen. I mean, I left it on.
Then what happened? When
I couldn't sleep, but then my mind just couldn't compute. Just switch off the stick.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But anyway, that was that. So guys, please, man.
Look, I mean,
stop having chargers next to the bedside.
The thing is, even these devices, if we can have devices that can go like 5 days or 7 days without, running out of battery as fast as it, like, because we know, first thing first, if you are connected to the Wi-Fi charges a lot of battery. It's not our problem as consumers.
Actually, mobile data or mobile connectivity chows more battery than Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So it's these kind of things. The apps that we use, like, they consume more battery. So if I want to use my phone on my bed, like, why can't I? Because of now health reasons. No, I want to use my phone on my bed.
I'm saying use your phone, but just don't use it on the charger.
I mean, one thing I've seen is even if I'm using it on a charger, so if I didn't connect my phone to the charger, yes, the battery runs out as fast as it can. But even if when I put the charging cord, like, the battery performs, like it charges, because for me, I had a theory that if I use my phone in a charger, it's just going to stay stagnant. If it's on 3%, it's going to stay on 3% because I'm using my phone. But surprisingly, when I use my phone, the battery goes up. That means for me, it's a good thing. And my extension cord, it it was cut off. And I wanted ways, to fix it. But I found out that the wires were bent all the way in. And I have this new one, but it's short. So it doesn't go all the way to my bed. So it's just, gonna allow the
cord. There's a distance,
but I still come through, while on my bed.
So you'd rather push the bed closer to the plug point.
To the plug point. Right. So interesting. We wanted to hear from you. What are your thoughts in terms of Banele's hot take? Because right now we're about to give you a news recap. Mam Timbimni saying, I think Lwetu is listening because he's using the phone while he's charging most of it. I don't blame him.
No, I mean, these young ones playing card on my games. Hey, it has to stay on the charger.
You see?
But also, look, I mean, for peace of mind.
Yeah.
Right? So that you're not always glued on the screen as well,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I think on that front, it really makes sense.
Yeah. So let's take a short break, and then as it is 9 o'clock exactly on the dot, we will be back with your news recap on the news headlines that you missed right after this.
Break from this world, running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I 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 always stay dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Higher to a bird. You, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
And it is exactly 4 minutes past 9, and these are some of the news headline that you missed when we began the show. Starting off with your first news recap, bread prices surge in townships, plaza shops. Residents in Durban townships are raising concerns about rising bread prices following changes in plaza shop ownership. Many say everyday essentials have become noticeably more expensive, putting additional strain on already tight household budget. Shoppers report that smaller, locally owned shops often struggle to match previous bulk buying advantages, leading to higher prices. The increases are affecting more than just bread, with multiple basic goods becoming less affordable for daily buyers. What's next is experts say improving supply chains and access to wholesale prices will be key to stabilizing costs. Communities are also calling for support to help local businesses remain competitive without passing the burden onto the consumers. Your next recap, SASSA adds a fourth payment today for August grants. SASSA has announced a 4-day payment schedule for August 2026, introducing an extra day for beneficiaries flagged for reviews. The system aims to ensure that all recipients continue receiving grants while undergoing verification processes. The fourth payment day applies only to those selected for grant reviews or e-life certification. Beneficiaries must respond to SMS notification and visit SASSA offices if required or risk delays or suspension of payments. What's next is SASSA will continue using reviews to confirm eligibility and prevent fraud. Recipients are encouraged to keep their details updated and remain alert to official communication to avoid disruption in future payments. On your last news recap, EFF demand answers over NSFAS salary controversy. The EFF is demanding answers from NSFAS following renewed concerns about how funds are managed within the student financial aid scheme. The issue has reignited debate about accountability and transparency in the handling of public money. Questions center on financial decisions, payments, and oversight with NSFAS. The EFF is pushing for full disclosure, arguing that funds meant to support students must be managed responsibly and transparently. What's next is pressure is likely to grow on NSFAS to provide clear explanations and improve governance. The outcome may influence reforms aimed at strengthening financial controls and restoring a trust in the system. That's all we have for your news recap. If you want to share your thoughts on these headlines, you can do so by simply using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, or send us your voice note on 060-493-3226.
Yeah, so earlier, Mo, we were asking questions about what commodities will influence the price of others.
Yeah.
So we've seen that it has a cascading effect where the rise of petrol can then influence the price of bread, right? So we asked about cooking oil, bread, as well as electricity. So there's 3 other questions that I'm going to throw at the Vooka Nation. So the first one, or the fourth one here, is taxi fares, right? So what event usually pushes taxi fares up? Is it A, petrol price hikes, more passengers, or a rainy weather?
How we've seen. It's petrol.
It's petrol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what happens when petrol comes down?
Petrol, no, the fare price is still the same.
They stay
Nothing
the same.
happens.
Nothing happens. So it's as if it's only adjusted one way, but not the other way. Because when fuel prices come down, it's like, no, guys, we've set them a price and that's it, you know. But when they go up, it's like, hey, you guys, petrol is gone up, so nathi siyanyusa. But there's no mentions of the other one. But anyway, moving on to the other one, which is meat, inyama, right? Which event makes meat cheaper? Is it A, disease outbreak in livestock makes meat cheaper? Is it perhaps import restrictions? Or C, oversupply from farmers? What makes meat cheaper? Is it a disease outbreak in livestock, import restrictions, or oversupply from farmers?
I mean, even when there's a disease, I think I might go with disease, because when there's disease, that means there's not a lot of suppliers out there and it becomes more expensive. So a disease outbreak, I would have to think.
Right. So the question was, which event makes meat cheaper?
Oh, cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper.
It's too much supply.
Too much supply.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Too much supply.
Because I was like, like, where are you going with this one? And then the last one, which also affects most South Africans out there, is cell phone data, right? Because for anyone that's watching the breakfast show, either you've got unlimited data, but if you do get to buy data like on a regular basis, you will feel the pinch.
Yeah.
I mean, we felt it for the past 2 days when we didn't have Wi-Fi here, because I purchased 40 rands of data every day. Right? Yeah, but quick one. So when it comes to cell phone data, what event could reduce data prices? Is it more competition amongst networks? Is it fewer towers being built, or rising electricity costs?
Electricity. The question is, what increase the prices?
Reduces
the prices of data. The first option is
more competition among cell phone providers, network providers.
Okay.
And B is fewer towers being built, or C, rising electricity costs.
Electricity guy. I mean, when you have more networks competing, that's when they're going to say, hey, now we have a 1 gig available for 2 rands.
Right, so we can't have a monopoly.
Yeah.
There was a time when MTN was giving away a gig of data every time Bafana scored. And the question is, how many times did Bafana score? How many times did they score? But also in England, I saw this morning watching the BBC, Uguti Nakona, they also promising that if England wins the World Cup, they will have a holiday.
If England wins the World Cup,
yeah,
I mean it's the England squad is looking really good and they're performing on the highest level. And I believe this time the chances of it coming home, they're very high. They're very high, but not France still in the competition. So it's very interesting how these things are being brought forward to people just to follow, to say, you know what, guys, just support the boys, make sure that the boys have your support, and then we'll give you a free holiday.
But what was more feasible was at least getting the 1 gig of data.
Yeah.
Every time they score. Did I receive it? I don't know. I don't, because I mean, I've got 5.
Was it like a recent thing?
Yeah, World Cup thing.
I mean, Bafana scored only 2 goals.
So it means people got 2 gigs of data. Or the ones that were participating in that. Because, there's always terms and conditions, but it means they got 2 gigs of data.
Yeah. Very interesting, very interesting. So, in 3 minutes, we are going to be sitting down with Osvaldo. The greatest driving force in his life is seeing people's lives being transformed by his teachings, right? So, what we are going to be talking about is very, very interesting, which is building discipline through repetition. One action, one choice, one moment repeated until it becomes your muscle memory. So, if you want to share your thoughts or ask him any questions, as he will be with us right here on the table, you can simply do so by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, or send us your voice note on 0604933226. But on the time that we have right now, let's get deep into some of the celebrity news in terms of what is happening on the social media street, what to expect, and the comments that you can give in. I mean, there's so many things that are happening out there, whether it's our artist, local artist, international artist, we have the scope and the scoop for you. So getting deeper into the international scoop, Ice Cube and Nia Long are reuniting for a 3rd film in the Are We There Yet franchise titled Are They Gone Yet. The new sequel shifts the story forward, focusing on the couple as they navigate life as grandparents. The project is in development under Skydance Sports, marking a major comeback nearly 20 years later after the last film they made. So what's next is the film is still in early development, with key details like the release date and a full cast yet to be announced. Fans can expect more updates on casting decisions, especially whether the original child returns. As production progresses, the project aims to introduce the franchise to a new generation while reconnecting with long-time audiences. So that's what we have for you this morning. If you didn't know, now you know. Lastly, South African DJ Prince KB has reignited his feud with rapper Casper Nyovest, saying the rapper will never get to my level. He criticized both Casper Nyovest's musical credibility and physical fitness during a radio interview. The comments have intensified their long-running rivalry and sparked renewed public interest. So the tension between Prince KB and Casper Nyovest has been ongoing for years, with both artists frequently taking shots at each other publicly. Previous clashes have involved comments about music credibility and social media disputes, often dividing fans online. Their rivalry has even extended in the talks of a celebrity boxing match, although it has never been materialized. So fans are waiting to see if Casper Nyovest responds to the latest remarks or ignores them. Any further exchanges could push the rivalry into a formal showdown, especially in the boxing or music. For now, the feud continues to trend, keeping both artists in the spotlight within the South African entertainment scene. So, want to share your comments? Come through.
Yeah, because with this one, Uti Prince KB, Casper's team called him for the offer for the boxing match.
Yeah,
and they put forward on the table $500,000, and he says nah, and he was insulted by that amount. So in a YFM interview, he's like, nah, at least put up 3 million. $500,000 plus bakhuluma ngendaba ye fitness because we're talking about the same guy who cycled 600 kilometers. Casper's nowhere close to his level of fitness. Yeah, because he's just on another level. But he's gonna be doing another cycle next year. But this one is bringing people along, so he's going to be cycling Nabantuge this time. So whoever's interested in taking part, they can always do it. But I guess this shows the amount of discipline in fitness that Prince KB has, which is the conversation we're going to dive into. It's boring, but it's necessary. It is those mundane activities, but they yield good results nonetheless. So that's the conversation we're having this morning right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Yeah,
and as of course announced that we'll be sitting down with the man himself, Mr. Oz. He's with here right here, Vooka Nation. If you have any question, please feel free to ask him. The WhatsApp line is open for also calls to come in, and your voice note, dial the number 0604933226. Mr. Oz, how are you doing, my good sir, this morning?
I am well, thank you so much.
Yeah, we're happy and excited to have you once again because you are a resident right here. You're a resident, you're a teacher, you're a mentor, and I am a motivational speaker.
Right? Miyagi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
How are you keeping warm? Because this is something we always ask, people, because it's cold. It's cold out there.
It is true.
How are you keeping warm in this cold weather?
I've got that heated because
that thing is troublesome because I think at home we're having troubles with that. Sometimes it switches itself off, like we don't understand what's going on. You will do the kaka up until like you.
No man, Oz probably has aircon, like a 7 right? Because here's the thing, when going to a filling station and I'm driving, I can enter the filling station just wearing a t-shirt. That's because I come from a warm place and I know I'm going back to a warm place. So it's not like I'll be staying out in the cold for too long.
Yes.
So maybe in between your travels and Guti, Ama stops or destinations are warm. So you can afford to not dress crazy.
Interesting. So before this conversation becomes boring, right? I think that's what we're going to be getting into, the discomfort of being in a boredom state, right? So we want to talk about that discomfort. We want to talk about, everything that entails, the life that's revolving around avoiding discomfort. So let's get deep into it. Why does our brain, because a lot of people will tell you that I want to be in my comfort zone. I want to be comfortable with everything that I'm doing. The work that I'm doing, like every content that's being thrown at me, it has to make me feel comfortable. I don't want to feel the discomfort, right? So what do you think our brain avoid discomfort, like boredom and mundane activities that we do throughout the day?
I think we as human beings, you must remember where we come from. Just like animals who live in the jungle or in that environment, we have this fight or flight system within us, and we are basically designed for survival. So because we seek that flight or fight or flight sensation, which then gets translated into excitement. We seek to want to, feel alive, unless something is exciting, you don't feel alive around it. So that's why I think we try to avoid boredom, because boredom seems as though we're not alive, we're not progressing, nothing is moving forward, it's just stagnant.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we tend to do that, because we equate excitement with movement. And because something is exciting, it means that all your emotions are now are involved in the process of something. Unless we equate emotions, those emotions on the opposite spectrum, which is those happiness emotions of excitement, movement, we equate that with progress, and we give meaning to those types of emotions, and we tend to ignore the opposite emotions and thinking, well, when we have these emotions of boredom, it means that we're not progressing and we're not doing anything or moving forward.
Yeah.
So I think from that perspective, from a human behavior perspective, looking at it from that angle, that's why we tend to avoid boredom and seek the excitement of things.
Yeah.
Is it that dopamine effect?
Yes, it is the dopamine effect that we seem to chase.
Yeah.
We want that dopamine chase to feel alive, to feel relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see it with sports individuals, I think because also our lives, let's think about it this, like look at the World Cup, right? There's millions of people who are tuned in to the actions that are going on that field.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting. It's much easier for a sports person to take in those emotions and have that dramatic effect because there's people watching. So there's that push towards it. But when there's no one watching, there's no excitement, there's no that dramatic effect.
Yeah.
There isn't that background music like when you watch a movie like, oh, zing, zing, zing.
Yeah.
So because there isn't all those things, then we want to avoid that boredom because it doesn't seem exciting. It doesn't seem like there's a plot twist towards something.
Yeah. It's very interesting because when you hear things like the growth we want, you know, it's hidden in those boring, mundane tasks that we go through on a daily basis. I mean, this, of course, it doesn't sit well with people, right? And you get yourself sitting and you're like, whatever that I'm doing is not interesting. And especially how social media is now starting to shape how people want to do things, like do something. You know, whenever you go on TikTok or whatever platforms out there, like they always tell you to do something because just sitting and not doing anything does not mean anything. Right. So and also coming with because you also mentioned athletes, because high performing individuals, when we study them, we feel like there's a secret that they're doing, for them to be where they are. Do they sit down with themselves? Do they do those mundane, boring activities, or it's someone who is always on the grind for them to get, where they are? So do you think high performing individuals know something that we don't, as
high performing individuals know how to be bored. They know how to handle boredom.
No ways.
You say no ways.
No, I mean, it obviously doesn't seem like that, but because, what we see is the product that's already been polished and presented and packaged.
Yeah.
But we don't get to see the process of how it gets packaged.
That's true, the work behind the scenes. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was telling Banele yesterday when we were talking over the phone, that 2 weeks ago I watched a Netflix documentary on Rafael Nadal. Like it's a 4-part series. It had me in tears at some point. And I must say that's the second documentary that has me in tears. There's that one, and then there's the Kobe Bryant documentary. So the thing that had me in tears about these two individuals, right? I'll start with Rafael Nadal, is that when you look at from the age you started playing tennis, you started playing tennis at a very young age, right?
Yeah.
And you know how tennis is. A tennis is a court. It's a person hitting a tennis ball, receiving a tennis ball, hitting it back, receiving a tennis ball and hitting it back. Receive, give, receive, give, receive, give. That alone is like, it's a mundane activity. But with him, what it went into the background of how intensely he trained just to win tennis matches. He trained to the point where his whole body gave in. He even had a disease that he played through the pain of that, but he always put himself through pain. And the philosophy he went in to it is that if I'm able to endure pain, on the other side of this thing, I'll get rewarded.
Yeah.
And what got instilled into him is that I'm able to beat an opponent because I can take myself through more pain than the opponent. And that worked for a while, right? And this is like intense training where he's in the court hitting, practicing. And that was what he did. He literally took his body to the limit until the point where he retired. He could have retired after he won a tournament, but then he said, no, you know what? I'm going to push my body to its limit until it tells me that it's ready to now to just give up. Then the second guy, which is Kobe Bryant. A lot of people say the greatest basketball player is Michael Jordan, or who's the other gentleman? LeBron
James.
You watch a lot of basketball. Who's your favorite?
I don't watch a lot of basketball of recent, but LeBron James.
Yeah, for me, he was the greatest because the thing that stands out about him is that he took away the excuse of talent when he came to basketball. You know his story. He was the first guy at gym, last guy to leave. And that was his whole philosophy, is that I will outwork the next person. So after a game, he used to go in, shoot, practice and practice and practice. So by the time he came to game time, it looked effortless. That's because of the mundane things that he used to do. Everything he did, whatever movie he watched, whatever book he read, was all designed towards him becoming a better basketball player. So that state of boredom, it actually awakens inside us that destiny factor. A lot of people, we tend to think that boredom, when we do something mundane, it's just whatever it is. But it's dead. But the more you actually do it, the more it awakens in you that destiny factor, where you actually see that, okay, what I'm doing right now, this is the outcome it's going to bring to me in the future. So boredom does have its benefits.
I mean, it requires like a massive amount of energy, you know, sometimes to even put your time into those tasks. But one would want to ask that, are there studies that were done to prove that actually if you go through these mundane tasks, you know, you are guaranteed success? Because one would want to ask to say, guys, like, if I'm not participating in those boring tasks, am I not going to be successful? Like, I don't want to do those things. Like, I want to chase the dopamine effect. For me, that's what I believe gives me success. So can I be successful without being in the face of, you know, having those mundane tasks, or just having boredom as a phase in my life?
My question then is, we'd have to define what success is within that. But what I've noticed, what I've seen with these individuals, is that those acts in themselves are the end in themselves. So Aristotle spoke about, in his philosophy, about the end in mind. So with his philosophy, what he speaks about is that the action that you take right now is the end in mind, meaning outside of this action, there's nothing else that I would rather be doing with the time that I have right now. So when you see a Rafael Nadal, or when you see a Kobe Bryant practicing basketball, doing that action is the end in itself. So that action is tied into the higher purpose. So practicing basketball, doing those hoops, doing those mundane things, he doesn't interpret that as boredom. He interprets that as the final action of his life. It's the highest thing that he can do right now with his life. So it's tied into the fulfillment of his life. So that's how you can see that. And because you asked, do I have to go through boredom in order to succeed? You're gonna have to experience it. There's no other way around it. You guys have done 300 episodes. In 300 episodes, you were not excited all the time. There came a point where, because you've mastered a specific skill, it felt like this is just normal. That's the point to where you got yourself. Elon Musk being worth $1 trillion, it's not a normal thing, but at some point he had to deal with boredom, repetition to get to that point.
So what happens when one goes through boredom and they end up enjoying that boredom? Is there a thing that happens maybe in the brain where what other people might shy away from, I gravitate towards.
Yes, and that's the point where you've reached mastery of that skill, where you've reached that point where now that skill is taking a life of its own. You've reached a point where that skill, whatever it is that you're doing, is tied in with your being. And that's the point where you want to get yourself into. And that's what boredom helps us with, because boredom quiets the mind. Have you ever been in a boring state?
2 days
what
ago.
do you experience? Yes.
Yeah, without Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Without Wi-Fi. What happened when you were bored?
I was spiraling out.
You spiraled out, yeah.
I was not having it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So what did you experience when you were bored?
Thoughts were firing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of thoughts were firing. Suddenly it's like, okay, maybe I should clean the room.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. But it was an uncomfortable thing. I mean, similar to when I have to sit in front of a computer. There's just that overwhelming feeling. Yeah. Where literally I feel bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's uncomfortable, something I want to shy away from, and I experienced that 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was no Wi-Fi and so forth. But there's a gift in boredom, because I think that boredom allows you to go inside of yourself and actually gather all the thoughts around. There's a gift in being bored. I mean, we even think that it's a sin to have our kids being bored. I certainly do sometimes. I'm like, no, if
we need to stimulate them.
We need to stimulate them, but that overstimulation, remember also, it does the opposite of what boredom does, which I think the gift of boredom is that it's able to slow time down and allow you to be present with what it is that you are doing. It allows you to take out the distraction from the outside world and then go within and be like, oh, okay, let me thoroughly think through this and put all these thoughts together. And that's, I think, is the gift that we miss when we misinterpret boredom, when we say that boredom is this thing that is a negative feeling towards it, and not seeing that, okay, what are the benefits that come with boredom? I think,
Interesting. So now let's talk about, because you mentioned repetition.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, I myself feel like doing one thing like multiple times, repeating. Like you get to lose the essence of what that is. But I once came across a quote. I think it was an interview. Bruce Lee was interviewed, and he said he respects someone who learns like a kick technique 1,000 times than someone who has different 1,000 technique kicks, right? So for him, that's respect, because this person is practicing something until they master, right? So let's talk about why is a repetition a powerful tool?
It's a powerful tool because I think to expand on Bruce Lee's philosophy, there's a very great book that came out which is called The One Thing. In The One Thing, it speaks about what is that one activity that you can do, right? Or the one thing that you can dedicate your life to, that when you do it, it fulfills the most things in and around your life, and it gives you the greatest fulfillment in life, the one activity of it. And the power of doing that is that it actually is where you develop your personal brand. If I asked you right now, it's you and your girlfriend's anniversary, and you have 1,000 rand to spend. Where would you take her to? Which restaurant would you take her to?
Don't go to Sperma.
Don't go to Sperma. Which restaurant would you go to? Or let's say I gave you 5,000 rand, and this cash is duly just for you to spend on the night with her. Where would you take her? What restaurant comes to the top of your head?
I mean, Lumo Lounge.
Lumo Lounge, right? But here's the thing, right, is what food is Lumo Lounge known for making?
I mean, it's what can I say? I mean, they have different, and different foods, available. There's seafood, there's your chesanyama and those kind of things. Yeah. So they give you like a feel of the township, but in a luxurious way.
In a luxurious way.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is McDonald's known for?
Burgers.
Right. And who makes more money between McDonald's and the other restaurant?
McDonald's.
So McDonald's has this one thing that they're very good in, which is making burgers. And because of that, we might think, oh, McDonald's is very mundane, very boring.
Yeah.
But in their mundane, very boring, that's where they actually have built a brand around who they are based on the one thing. And the book, The One Thing, if you get the chance to ever read it or go through it, it actually expands on the fact that one thing, what's that one thing that stands out about you, and take advantage of that one thing. It might seem boring, but it's actually the point where you actually develop your brand. You see it again in sports. Messi is known left foot. Okay, that's the one thing that he worked on. It's the one thing that got him to where he is now, where he is. But there's variations to that one thing.
Yeah,
it's not just a simple thing of left foot shoot when I'm on this point, but there's variations to it. Just like Rafael Nadal, there's variations to the one thing, which is hitting the tennis ball.
Yeah.
So we might think, oh no, it's just boredom, but when you master a skill, that repetition gives you variations with it as well. So it's not just speaking, coming in, doing a Vooka breakfast show. There's variations to it, but being known for that one thing, that one skill, it actually is very potent. Just like McDonald's built that brand that they have of a hamburger.
Yeah. Which also brings us to like habits, because we throw that word around a lot of times, right? And you'd hear people saying a habit can either build you or it can kill you. So let's get into it. What is a habit?
Well, a habit is a repetition of certain actions. The more you repeat a certain action, the more it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Now, either you're making use of that habit, or that habit is making use of you. That's what I think. That's what I think you're interpreting there. So the question we need to ask is: the habit that I have is it serving me in where I want to go, or am I serving it? Am I keeping this habit alive, or am I taking advantage of this habit? But I think that all habits have their place, and there's a reason why we've got those habits there. So it's about understanding those habits. Like, why do I have the certain habits that I do have? I think we as individuals need to stop this thing of just looking at things from a surface level and be like, okay, no, you shouldn't be on your phone and be doom scrolling. Because for me to say that you're just on your phone doom scrolling, I'm not understanding what it is that you're actually doom scrolling on. What if you're doom scrolling on how the brain works? And now you've developed a doom scrolling habit that is teaching you about how the brain works. So that's what I think we need to understand when it comes to our habits. Just really understand, okay, what am I using this habit for? Like, what am I really using this habit for? Am I scrolling on the internet because I want to get away from stress? Or am I scrolling there because I'm making use of this information?
Yeah. I mean, there's bad and good habits out there. And so many people are like, for me, it's something that I've been doing. But whenever you go and seek help, they'll tell you that, nah, this is a bad habit, actually, So you need to curb, or you need to work on having new habits. So is it easy, like, to have a new habit or build a new habit?
It's not, because all habits are designed to fulfill your priority of values, your hierarchy of values. That's what the habits are there for. If you got a habit again of doom scrolling, what your doom scrolling is in essence serving you in your priority of values. If you're looking to change a habit or the thing that you're doing, you either have to change your hierarchy of values, or you have to then find a way to incorporate the new habit into your hierarchy of values. So for instance, instead of doom scrolling, you then want to substitute that with reading a book. The question to ask then is, okay, how do you then get the same satisfaction from doom scrolling out of reading a book? Because we all seeking a certain level of satisfaction. So we're not changing the reward system. We're just changing how you're getting rewarded for what you're doing. So the person that's telling you to change the habit, they are judging the action of the reward. Okay. They're judging the action that you're taking towards the reward.
Yeah.
But what we need to do is keep the same reward, but then just change the action. So again, is ask ourselves is, how do I get the same reward through a different action? But we first have to acknowledge the fact that the current habit that I'm doing or using, there's nothing wrong with it. It's helping me. And thank you for this habit, for keeping this habit, the habit of doom scrolling, whether it's the habit of having that bad habit.
Yeah.
That bad habit is helping you. So we first have to say, okay, thank you for this habit. I'm really grateful that I'm able to use this habit. Yeah. I mean, I look at my bad habits. My bad habits, I've gained weight a lot, right? And the reason why I've gained weight is because of overeating. So I first interpret that as, I got a bad habit of eating.
Yeah.
I need to stop eating. But the question I never asked myself until some time ago is, what am I getting out of eating? What's the benefits that I'm getting out of eating? And when I went in, I delved in, I was like, okay, so when I eat, it helps me to suppress certain emotions.
Yeah.
When I eat, it helps me to suppress certain things that I want to say, but I don't say it, so I push it down. So I use food to push down certain emotions and certain things that I want to say.
Yeah.
The other thing is that when I eat, I feel satisfied. That means I get to relax, because on a full stomach, I'm like, yo, what a day I've had. Now I can put myself into relaxation mode and not that over stressful mode of wanting to work, wanting to do more things, because I've now eaten and now feel satisfied.
Yeah.
So the habit is helping me to gain something. Now to change that habit is, I need to ask myself, how do I get the same reward through a different habit? It could perhaps be, well, you need to really speak what's on your mind, let it out, so that you can now relax and not have to think about that again. Maybe you need to then, again, find yourself in a state where you're bored, no phone, no laptop, nothing. Be bored enough so that you can fall asleep and relax. And find activities outside of just thinking of work and thinking of what's the next thing to do, so that I get the same reward. So the end goal is still the same, and now the habit now has completely shifted. I'm still working on it. I'm not there yet. The weight is still there.
So you know, when they say pain is gain, and I guess being bored ultimately builds your score, right? Or build score. So earlier you mentioned people that fall in love with the pain. With the pain. I mean, it is an uncomfortable thing, but in terms of rewiring your brain to love these things, I mean, building these habits, right? Obviously, it really takes a lot. And in order for one to get to that stage, it's often easier said than done, right? True. But are there any practical steps that one can employ today where maybe let's take productivity, workplace productivity. Yes. You want to be productive in the workplace, you want to do more, but you understand you need to develop new ways of doing things, right? So are there any practical ways in which one can employ today that would get them closer to start enjoying the things that they don't like? Doing reports, no one loves doing reports, right? But how can I jump into that?
Well, one of the simplest things you can do is to associate the reports to a higher goal that you might have in life. So you can associate that one activity to all areas of your life. So for instance, what aspect of reporting don't you like?
Collect, like putting together information from various sources, because for me that's also it takes a lot of time where I need to look at this source, I need to look at that source, and then I need to collate the information in one place. So the activity of going out and finding the data, the reportings, and then putting it in one place. Maybe it's not the report itself, but it's just the process of going out and looking for that email, looking for this document, and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, so are you like a curious person by nature?
Absolutely.
Okay, so do you get fulfilled when you know only one thing, or you like, or do you tend to be sort of like a polymath where you like to put different pieces of the puzzle together?
A bit of both, because right now I'm learning to find fulfillment in just one thing.
Okay.
But I think the way my brain is wired is that puzzle solver. Yeah.
So you like to puzzle solve.
Yeah.
So how's that activity benefiting you in your puzzle solving skills?
I mean, I can multitask, number
Okay.
one, right? So that in itself gives me the ability to speed up the process, because I can have an activity running here, and also on the other side I'm able to do something else which then ties everything together. So it brings out the multitasking capabilities.
And that, how's that helping you in your business, because you're able to master that specific skills of multitasking?
Quick turnaround times.
So it's helping you to get better and quicker turnaround times.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so that activity of drawing a report in, how is it then helping you to communicate better with different people?
So because there's a lot that's going on, a report is a condensed thought.
Okay.
So it helps one not to be all over the place, but to be frank and direct. So it's carefully curated thoughts that are put together in one document, and it avoids the need to be a blatherskite. Yeah.
Okay, so how's that helping you with the communication with your partner?
I mean, I haven't thought that far, right?
Right.
I haven't thought that far, but I could see the benefits of being able to take whatever's happening and put it down into a well thought out thought, meaning that even in relationships, whether it's sentimental or friendship, one is able to collapse what would be a huge idea and then put it down into something that's more communicative.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're able to communicate through priority.
Sure.
So that's one of the things that you can practically do right now, is to take the activity that you hate doing and seeing how is it benefiting you in all areas of your life. From communication with your spouse, at work, your community. You can literally take that and see how it's actually serving you. And that's the reason why you're doing it, because it's serving you. Because if it didn't serve you, you wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. And
Actually.
of course, we see that the conversation of habit, it also bring us back to repetition, because the repetition also forms a habit itself, right? So let's take a practical example, of someone who says, for example, let me say, for me to get on the show, I need to smoke. Smoking is known as a bad habit, right? And if I have to replace this habit, obviously it's going to take me some time, and I've done this and it's working out for me. So each and every time before the show, I have to smoke so that I perform. So can we then say somehow negative habits or bad habits, they help us to fulfill the goals that we want?
Yeah, but yes, but remember, I think you know me for some time now, and I always come back to the fact that nothing is good or bad until someone judges it to be good or bad, right? So these habits, there's nothing good or bad about these habits. It's just the way in which the person is doing the things that we judge it to be good or bad. Okay. If I don't do it, or if I do it less than you do it, I will say, no, this is a bad habit. If me and you drink a 6-pack every Friday, if we meet up every Friday, you get your 6-pack, I get my 6-pack. We're friends because we drink to the same level.
Yeah.
But the moment I'm like, well, I only drink 2 beers a month, and you drink 6 beers every Friday, I'm going to say that, what judgment am I going to have towards you?
I'm drinking a lot.
I'm gonna say you're drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Why am I saying you're drinking a lot? Is because in relation to your drinking, I drink less, right? So that's where the judgment is. But in actual fact, there's a reason why you're drinking. Now, if you're looking to change that, first you, again, with the DeMartini method, is first you need to acknowledge the fact that this habit is serving you, be grateful for it, and say thank you for the strategy that you're using with this habit. Then is to ask ourselves is, how do I get the same reward through different things instead of the drinking or the smoking or the habit that you currently have and want to change?
Yeah.
That's all that happens. But then again, the new habit, we have to go in and be like, it's neither good or bad. It's just a strategy that I'm using to get to where I want, which is in the fulfillment of my hierarchy of values and my value system, so that you're not emotionally driven by that habit.
Yeah.
That's what I can say in terms of that. Yes. Yeah.
Very interesting. I can see right there some comments coming through. Ket book saying Dumela, Dumelang Vooka Nation, Dumela Ket. We want to hear from you because we're having a conversation with Osvaldo, which is building discipline through repetition. I mean, what are some of the mundane activities that you have been through which you would say they are boring and they have helped you? Or do you someone who enjoy being in the boredom stage? Because I think that's the question that a lot of people need to be asked out there, to say, when you are bored, like, what goes through your mind? Because for me, it's like, when I'm bored, it's like, I need to do something, because this is not okay. It does not feel okay, and it feels foreign. I'm not used to being bored. I mean, going in the entertainment industry, that's where you learn that there's no room for boredom here. Here we are entertaining wire. So boredom, telling me to go through my feelings, we don't have time for that. Right? So yeah, this really brings, a conversation to be had, because we have seen what people who cannot be with themselves, because when I get home, immediately I'm thinking, hey, let me go and check up my friend. I go to their house. I want to do something. What are some of the bad things that you have seen or you have came across, or you have read about, of people who, cannot be with themselves?
Bad things?
Yeah.
Can you please rephrase that question?
Like some of the things, for example, maybe I'm someone who cannot be alone, right? Because obviously being alone means I need to go through my thoughts. Immediately of thinking about something that's bad, I can simply, tone myself down. So what are some of the bad things that you have came across of people who cannot be with themselves, who cannot deal with their boredom?
Well, one of the bad things is that if you're not able to be with yourself, how do you expect yourself to be with other people? Right. So it's sort of like, it's the thing of, unless you love yourself, you don't have the capacity to love others outside of yourself. So the bad things that I would say, in my judgment, again, this is my judgment, my interpretation of what bad and good is that if you're not able to love yourself for who you are, it leaves less space for you to love other people for who they are. So if you're not able to be with yourself, I think it makes it harder for you to be with other people, because you don't understand your triggers, you don't understand your perceptions around what makes you tick. So that leaves you, it narrows your thought process in being able to understand others' feelings and stuff.
Kat comes through, say, I struggle to write in general. I only write when under pressure, and that's her bad habit. Right. And
which I mean, sometimes I've seen Kat as well, that I sometimes put out my best work when I'm under pressure. Not that I am under pressure for the sake of being under pressure, but it's a self-inflicted thing where I had the time, and only when the assignment is due, that's when 2 hours before I start writing the essay. And it's crazy how also juices flow, because I once read a book, Napoleon Hill, where he talks about 10 substances that influence your creativity. And funny enough, he mentions that alcohol, as well as I'll call it poppy and charms, they right at the bottom of the list, right, where these things influence your creativity. But I've seen how pressure also makes you write your best work or do more when you're under pressure. Like you find ways. So, but I can relate to Kat that it is a habit where you wait until the very last minute, and then that's when you want to do something.
I can also attest to that, because one of the things that I do, late time, is doom scrolling. Because personally, I feel like I haven't had like me time throughout the day. So doom scrolling is like, I owe myself this time. So like, you cannot do anything about it. So I owe myself this time. Right now I have laundry. I know that most of the time on weekends I do have the time to do laundry, but I would wait for Sunday, maybe at 9 o'clock, right, to do everything, right on time, because I feel like, if I'm under pressure, it's like I'm doing it for the right reason. But when I'm not,
and your level of focus is very sharp, because you know that I am doing this thing now, and nothing else can distract you. But it's as if you somehow allow yourself to be distracted by other things and not focus in, because there isn't that amount of pressure that's mounting.
True. So you've I'm forgetting what it is, but it's sort of like the activity, how long an activity lasts is based on how much time you give yourself to do that activity. So I think so the more time you give yourself to do it, the longer the activity would last. And I think also maybe there's also power in delegation as well. Perhaps you need to find someone who could wash your clothes as a delegation, because you don't see the value of doing it, so that you're able to focus more on the things that you feel are priority, that when you do it you get fulfillment, or you're able to sustain the boredom.
Get a spouse.
Get a spouse. It's a sign. It's a sign.
Interesting. We know that this conversation will go on and on. But as we wrap up, thank you so much, Mr. Oz, for taking your time to be with us. We hope to have you again, to discuss more further and just to explore the depth of, building discipline through repetition. But with that being said, that the conversation does not only stop here. You can come through on our social media platforms. We are Vooka Breakfast Show. WhatsApp line is open for calls and for voice note. The number to dial is 0604933226. And any last thoughts before we close off? It's Thursday. Any plans? Are you going to pray?
For me, just stay, embrace the boredom. But over to
embrace the boredom.
I think my sentiments are exactly the same with him. I think you said something earlier on that how are you using your habits? Are you making use of your habits, or are your habits using you? That's the question that I'll leave everyone with.
Powerful. And I'm gonna take the advice of getting a spouse to do my laundry, and so that I can also have more of my me time, because I feel like laundry is taking more of my me time. Advice taken. Kat says, "Aibo, spouse to do laundry." That's what we want. That's the goal at the end of the day. But with that being said, thank you so much for being with us on this beautiful edition of the Vooka Breakfast Show, episode number 300. I can see Mam Tembi and also Zinzi came through saying happy episode number 300. Happy blessed 300 episode of Vooka team. It would not be possible without you guys.
Day in, day out. Sometimes it's boring.
It is.
But the mandate, we understand the mandate. The goal is to give people an energetic start to their day. So you start off with watching the breakfast show. Because there's food for the body, but here we're providing food for the mind. So if your mind is replenished, then I think we're doing our job. So whether we feel like it's boring or whatnot, or like in the case of your tennis, swinging that racket, I guess we just need to keep at it. So I think
Yeah.
this was just a renewed fuel for us just to keep doing what we do. Yeah. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Interesting. As of course, we are going to be seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place, to wrap up this beautiful week of ours. Let's see each other tomorrow, Friday morning on the 10th of July 2026. From us to you as the Vooka Breakfast team, take care, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much, and we love you.
So don't you tell me I am selfish just because I look out for myself. I've been happy, working hard, so I won't have to cry when I'm older. I could have done this or that. I remember